So guys, in this video we will see how to update or delete some values from a table. For example, this is our table, right? So it has the student ID, name and class, and the student ID is unique for everyone and class is also unique for everyone, and name, there are some names, right? So for example, after some time, Jenny is now at class 6. Okay, and class 6 not cannot be repeated, so I'll just put a diptam. So it is suppose now diptam is in class 7, right? That's fine. So we have to update this class from here as well. So here you can see it is class 6, so we have to update this thing. So to update a particular data or any kind of data from a table, you just need to use update command. So update, then the table name, and after that you have to write set class, it is in lowercase, so class equals to 7, right? And then if you write semicolon over here, that means the comment will end over here and it will change every class to class 7. We don't want that. We want where the class is 6, it will just change that particular section, right? So we have to use one more thing, where class is equals to 6. Okay, so that means it will first check where the classes are 6. So in this case it is only over here, and it will just change the class to class 7 if it matches the class 6. Okay, so now if I press okay, I have to put semicolon and then press enter. You can see query, okay, one row matched and one changed, so this row is now changed. Okay, so if you write select star from student, now you can see now this diptam is in class 7, it is not in class 6, right? But do remember, it is not mandatory that you have to put like class over here. You can put any other column name over here. For example, assume now diptam is in class 12. So yeah, that's fine. Now if you want to change the value of this class, you just need to write update student and then set class to 12, and where the name is diptam. Okay, we can also do that as well. You don't need to write whatever changes you are doing for particularly, right? You can change whatever condition you want where name is a diptam. You can also set that as well. So it is diptam and then semicolon. You can see one row changed. So now if you just run this select start from student, you can see it is now class 12, so it's perfect. And similarly you can put multiple conditions. You can put any conditional variable like less than, greater than, less than, equals to, greater than, equals to, equals to and all. So yeah, let me just change one more thing. For example, if the student ID is greater than 3, that means 4 and 5, the name is Alex. Okay, so this John and Jenny will change with Alex. So we can also do that, update student. Okay, now set name is equals to Alex, right? And then where student ID is greater than 3, that means 4 and 5 is greater than 3, and it will just change only these two particular row. Okay, so now put semicolon, and you can obviously put multiple conditions as well. We will see that later on. And student ID is greater than 3, and if you run this comment, you can see this two row is changed now. So this John and Jenny will change with Alex. So we will just write select start from student. It will be now see, you can see it is Alex now. Okay, now let's see how to put multiple conditions, or you can say multiple statements. So first of all, let's change multiple statements. Okay, so from assume this student ID 5, we will change this name with Tom and then class with 6. Okay, now it is V and we have to set it VI, that is class 6, and the name will be Tom. Okay, so we will just need to write update student and then set name is equals to Tom, and then we have to put comma and then the second changing value, so it is class, and that is equals to 6, right? And where the student ID is equals to 5. Okay, yeah, it is equals to, when the student ID is equals to 5, it will change the name with Tom and class with 6, and yeah, that's fine. So you can see one row is changed. So now if you just run select start from student, you can see this student ID 5 has been now changed with Tom and class 6. Okay, and similarly you can also put multiple conditions in case of in where. So for example, we will just change the name of Albert and Tom. We will just change the name of Albert and Tom with Jerry. So for that we just need to write update student and then a set name is equals to Jerry, where the name is equals to Albert, and then or the name is Tom. So it will just combine both the things. Okay, so it will just combine, first of all check both the conditions. If one of them is true, it will function this thing name equals to Z. For example, if you see over here, this is Albert, so it will just check these conditions and it finds that this it finds this condition is true, so it will just change this name will Jerry. And similarly, when it is in the fifth row, it will check this condition and it finds this name equals to Tom is true, so it will also change the name with Jerry. Okay, now put a semicolon over here, and yeah, so you can see that row match 2 and it's changed 2 rows. And if you run select star from student, it will change the name of a third student ID and fifth student ID. Okay, and this where condition is obviously not mandatory. If you just like you write like this, update student and name is equals to something like Doraemon. Okay, and Doraemon, yeah, and if you don't put any conditions for where, so it will just change every name with Doraemon. Okay, so if you put a semicolon over here, and you can see that row matched 5 and it's changed 5 rows, that means it's changed all the name with Doraemon. So if you just write select start from student, you can see all the name is now Doraemon. Okay, so it is not mandatory to write where every time. In case if you want to change every column, like every rows with same value, then you don't need to write where, right? And now we will see how to delete a data from a table. Okay, so to delete something, it is kind of similar to the update. So you just need to write delete from, then the table name, it is student, and then the conditions where which if the condition is true, it will delete everything. Okay, so for example, if you want to delete this fifth row, so we'll just write over here student ID is 5. Okay, so if, okay, we have to write where as well. So where, yeah, where student ID is equals to 5, that means it will just delete this section. Okay, the 5 Doraemon and 6 will be deleted, because if the student ID is 5, it will delete that particular row. So now if I run, you can see query, okay, one row affected. And if you write select start from student, you can see now there is no fifth student ID, right? And like update, you can obviously put multiple conditions as well. So like delete from student, it is smaller, yeah, student, and then if suppose we want to delete this third student ID, so it is a third 3 Doraemon and class is 9, right? So we have to write where the name is Doraemon, assume we are writing this thing, so it is Doraemon, and it is true for every particular row, right? If I just press semicolon over here, it will delete every rows from this table, but we don't want that. We want another conditions, that is we write and then class is, okay, it is in smaller, class is equals to 9. Okay, so it is 9. That means it will first check this condition, name equals to Doraemon, and it finds that it is true for every particular row, and then it is finding this condition, class equals to 9, and is find this third row is true for this condition. And if both the condition is true, then it will function, it will work that for that particular row, right? Like similarly, where is that? Yeah, so you can see over here we used or. That means if one of the condition is true, it will perform the operation, but here we put and, that means both the conditions should be true, otherwise it will not perform that particular operations, right? So we'll just press a semicolon and then press enter. You can see one row affected. It is not showing 4 rows affected, it is showing one row affected. So now if you just write select start from student, you can see there is no third student ID, it is 1, 2 and 4. Okay,